Alright, so today for my final project, I will be discussing the modifications on the Little Pilgrim made by Jean-Honore Fragonard, the French Rococo painter, who is famously known for painting the swing. So here we just have a brief timeline of the paintings we evaluated. The first three are made sometime between 1753 to 55, and the final product is the one on the right-hand side. And so we're going to be delving into these pieces. So this first one is the little musician. Characteristics of Rococo are we can see curved lines in the clothing. We also see the tonal key in the background, the dark and light contrast creating depth, and there's also some details, the notes, the music notes on the floor, and the puffy clothing. And so this next one is the little gardener, and we can see some more improvements, especially with the colors. It encompasses the vivid pastel colors, and it uses flower patterns, and again this touches on the theme of youth, with the flowers symbolizing youth. And so this is an improvement from the first one, but that's also a contrast to this next one. So we can see it gets closer to Rococo art. There's more patterns, there's fruits lying on the ground, some more ornaments, there's like a brownish pastel color. Once again, this idea of playfulness, the child playing with the dog, the atmospheric pressure in the background, the trees, but also there's like a sophistication level with this piece because it's more of like a child educating a dog, and so it kind of differs in that way. But this last one is his final product, and so you could see the atmospheric pressure in the background with the trees and the diagonals with the child's hand reaching out on the right hand side, pastel colors encompassing the Rococo art era, and this was just a major improvement from all the first three, and this was hit pretty much his final product. But he also drew ideas from childhood perceptions from another famous person at the time. But before that, there was also these pieces, and you can see the light pastel colors. There's a lot of details on the floor, the birds and the flowers. So it's kind of like the children grown up in a sense, so it's kind of transitioning into adulthood, and it was made around the same time as the other pieces. So these are just some more modifications at the time, but you can see that he draws a lot of inspiration from someone we will get into in just a moment. But before that, this is just kind of like a spin-off of the first couple of pieces. And so why did he continuously make these modifications? Well, if you look up his mentor François Boucher, you could see his pieces have sort of an airy, light feeling. And if you do a comparative search, in a comparative search, you'd look at this, at his mentor's pieces, and you realize that they have the same type of feeling with the airiness. They're the same pastel colors, but they also touch on more on depictions of children and youth. And so the reason being is that he drew a lot of he had a lot of influence from a person named Jacques Rousseau, who happened to write a novel, and it was named, the novel was titled A Meal or Education, and the overcoming idea with this was that children are innocent until they had an interaction with an environment that led to a negative effect on their development. So the underlying idea in this was children are basically innocent. And so this was really prevalent culturally at the time, so there was a lot of these ideas, and because of this, it sort of touched on Rococo art. But so why does this matter? Well, if you could see in his pieces, you can kind of notice how there's sort of those ideas or theories from Rousseau's book. They have an innocent face. There's more of that purity depiction, and that's the sort of influence that he drew from Rousseau. So he incorporated ideas from his mentor or the techniques from his mentor, and he also drew ideas from Rousseau, which was culturally prevalent at the time, especially with his novels. And that concludes my presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.